Welcome to the No Fame Podcast.
I would like to pull the second hilt off of my belt, and I'm going to cast Shadow Blade on it.
And you can watch the shock travel the wire and disappear up into the darkness behind you.
Oh, this belonged to a rock, actually. I was up in the mountains, a rock attacked. It was crazy.
And there's just bees. You see a swarm of bees just start to come out and go around and wander about the place.
These bees are so talented.
Anybody can just, if they're bleeding out, crawl over to me and reach into my sack and take that healing potion right on out.
Roll a DJ check.
Lux is going to pull out a gold coin and look at the group and go, "Hi guys, look, I think I found a magical item." And he's going to flip it in the air as high as he can.
Because it's so dark around, I'm afraid it's going to be like, I'm invisible now.
DMs on this podcast are cursed.
I think if this is a very, very tall-ish tower.
Why don't I have dark vision?
Roll how many bees? Our stalwart heroes of the realm found themselves in Swan's Crest, the capital of the lustrous dominion, at the invitation of their monarchs and old friends, Queen Harry and King Bren, for a big festival. The first night of the festival was enjoyed by everyone, although the same couldn't be said for the morning after. Early that morning, an urgent message from King Bren caught our heroes as they went about their morning business, or, for Lux, avoided it. Rushing to the throne room, you found the king half-conscious and bleeding on the steps of the dais. Queen Harry's throne was overturned, and a blood trail led from the throne to an evil-looking portal. King Bren begged you to go rescue his wife, who had been abducted through the portal. He also made sure to give you a small parting gift. Lux found his own parting gift before jumping through the shrinking portal. After an unpleasant and vaguely sickening transit, the party was deposited in a meadow bounded by barren foothills and a decaying forest. Nestled into the foothills, the base of a tower was built. The tower reached up and disappeared into the low cloud cover, but the sharp eyes of WB-40 and Judge spotted a winged silhouette with an unconscious figure in its grasp, flying towards the upper reaches of the edifice. Some knowledgeable bees informed you of the strangeness of the plant life that surrounded the entrance to the tower. A path between the steep slopes of the foothills led to a set of open doors. You discovered some more actively unpleasant plants, which Grimmier took a special dislike to, before entering the tower and battling a horribly disfigured giant and its two-headed dogs. Feats of acrobatics from Grimmier and Lux, and some successful magical hoodwinks from WB and Judge won the day, though. Proving yourselves still effective, after a decade since the war, you looted the corpses and tossed them outside.
Get fucked.
All right, guys, welcome to the tall tower. You're inside now. And this session, since you're inside, and totally not because I definitely forgot to do it last time, I'll explain some alternate rules that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using hero points, which are from the DM guide. They are a little different for us. We've altered it a bit. So since our campaign's going to be running a little bit faster than a traditional campaign, there's still a d6 that you guys can use, and you can add them to any d20 roll after the roll has been made, but before I say whether it's a success or a failure. And you get 2 of them per level. They can also be used to turn a failed death save into a success. And then we'll be playing, speaking of death saves, with lingering injuries. The triggers for the lingering injuries will be dropping to 0 HP and failing a death save by more than 5. If one or both of those things happen to you, I'll roll in the lingering injuries table, which is also in the DM guide. And if you guys are brought back to consciousness, when you're brought back to consciousness, you'll suffer the effects of the injuries. So here you are. You're on the ground floor of this black and evil tower. You found out in a realm apart from your own. You're surrounded by the filth of the battle you just went through and the general filth of the Fomorian and the devil dogs that were living here. A low fire still burns in the central pit, although the stench of rotting meat cooking is no longer the most foul scent.
All right. All I chicken scratched down was a bag of 11 50 gold gems and 4 healing potions.
Yep, that's what you got.
Hell yeah. I took all the dogs and threw them out through the door.
Yes.
Get gone. Damn disgusting dogs. Are we... That was a fucking entire situation. Are we going to take... We just came in the front door and already I'm bleeding everywhere. Are we going to do... Does anyone need a little sit down? How are we doing? We okay?
Oh, I could probably use a short rest as well, mate.
Was that what the kids call them these days? Short rests.
Oh, I mean, just a little quick breather.
Most not opposed to anybody just kicking their feet up after a fruitful slaughter.
That was almost us.
By the way, we got some healing potions here. Anybody's interested?
Lux takes one out of your hand immediately.
Well, there you go.
Should we save those? That feels like valuable resources.
I was just going to put it in my bag there.
Oh, fair enough.
Listen, not a bad idea. Everybody should stock up on these things.
Are you going to put it in your sack?
Well, it's not his sack. It was Bren's sack, right?
Listen, it's a friendship sack. It's all of our sack.
Communal sack.
Communal makes it feel a little too...
A sack of all trades.
Yes.
This sack has... there are requirements for this sack.
Oh.
But yeah, I can put them in the sack, and anybody can just, if they're bleeding out, crawl over to me and reach into my sack and take that healing potion right on out. But I mean, if you're interested.
Nothing wrong there. Well...
I'm gonna keep this one.
All right.
I'm good on sack potions for now.
I feel like, Grimmier, you should probably take a couple. You took a couple real wallops there, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to you every single time.
Well, I just needed to get into the mix, bring all the attention on me, and, you know.
All right, I'm just going to go ahead and give 3 of these to you.
All right. Are they regulars? Normies?
Yes.
Little baby potions?
Bunch of fucking normies.
A bunch of fucking normies. Are we short resting?
We can certainly try.
Lux is already laying down, taking a rest.
I'm going to go up and close the doors, the huge main doors. Do they close? Because they were open when we got here. So do they actually close? Or
Yeah.
Are they...
Yeah, they might be a little bit rusty, but they're still functional. They were just open because the Fomorian was hanging out with its dogs that run in and out.
Oh, yeah. Playing fetch. Playing evil fetch.
Trying to air out the spot.
Actually, probably it. That's probably it, right?
WB is going to sit down on one of the steps on the stairs, and he's just 100% motionless when he sits down resting. It's kind of uncanny to look at. It's almost like just a statue all of a sudden. And there's just bees. You see a swarm of bees just start to come out and go around and wander about the place.
Lux moves up 2 steps away from all of the bees.
One of them follows.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grimmier, the fire's still going, yeah?
Yeah, it's low. It's like burning out, but it's still cold.
And the Fomorian had like a great club or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he did, maybe he did now. No.
No, if it was his standard weapon, it's a big wooden club.
Yeah, I think I remember it hitting
Taking a hit from it.
Yeah. Grimmier will take the club and just toss it on the fire. And if it's magical, it won't burn, right? So anyway, he, just to keep the fire going a little bit for our little short rest, and he sits down, and off his back he unhooks the little scroll case and the fairly large book. It looks normal in his hands, but Grimmier's 8 odd feet tall, so it's a huge fucking tome that he carries around. And he like just opens it up, and he takes out like a quill and like little ink pots, and sits down like next to the fire, and just like, he doesn't have spectacles, but I was about to go like, oh, he puts on spectacles. No, he doesn't have spectacles. And he just like is jotting down whatever during this short rest.
I feel like him holding a full-size quill is like me holding this tiny little screw.
Oh, this belonged to a rock, actually. I was up in the mountains, a rock attacked. It was crazy.
I believe that's called a landslide.
No, I thought you were asleep. Jesus Christ. I don't know who that is. Muhammad.
Judge is going to make his way up to, you said the 2 stairs kind of went up to a platform and there was a door at the back of the platform?
Yeah.
Judge is just going to post up there and just kind of like stare at the door in case it opens up.
Okay.
Actually, he's going to, before he sits down, do a little perception check, just see if he can hear anything.
Okay.
Give
Roll
a little
perception.
sniff with his minotaur nose.
It's like, does he hear with his nose?
He does.
See if I can hear anything.
He has that weird synesthesia
12.
where you can smell sound.
Yeah.
As you sniff deeply, unfortunately, you get a real whiff from down at the bottom of the stairs where all the corpses and bodily fluids were laying. And it shakes you for a second, but there doesn't appear to be any noises coming from outside of the room that you're in.
Ah, the tears of war. It's pungent. All right. Judge will just sit down there and look at the door.
Okay.
While WB-40 is sitting down very still and the bees are wandering about, they're going to do a perception check for him.
Okay. Roll how many bees?
24 bees.
24 bees. These bees go everywhere. They buzz all around the bottom floor of the tower. They even buzz outside a little bit, up to where Judge is sitting, see if they can get under the door a little bit, but the doors are actually quite well made. The seals are quite close. So the bees don't find anything either.
All right.
And we short rest without any issue.
Yeah.
Do we?
Yes.
Hey,
Short rest.
I was joking.
Short rest acquired.
Amazing. I get all of my things back. Thank fuck.
Judge gets absolutely nothing.
I'm going to use half my hit dice.
Yeah, I'm going to use 5 of my hit dice.
Yeah, I'm also using 5 of my hit dice.
Recharging everything on a long rest is a bad call for a dungeon crawl.
You got a beefy amount of spell slots. Does any of your divine shit come back on a short rest?
Yeah, that's the only thing is my channel divinity, but those aren't, they're not the best.
Oh, I don't get my runic shield. Fuck. That's okay.
Okay, so what are you guys doing after your short rest?
I say we pack it up and head on home. Job well done, everyone.
Job done.
You
Let's
did
go.
pretty good here.
Sorry,
Thanks,
Queen. Sorry, Harry. We tried. We did try. It was crazy. Dogs.
Nope. By the name of this sack, we have to find Queen Harry.
Yes. Let's keep going.
Lux is going to pull out a gold coin and look at the group and go, "Oh, guys, look, I think I found a magical item." And he's going to flip it in the air as high as he can. And while everybody's attention is on the gold coin, he's going to cast Mirror Image on himself, using a sorcery point to extend it to 24 hours.
I was going to say earlier, because last episode, I did say in-game that I wanted to keep an eye. I wanted to position myself so I could see everyone in case I needed to runic shield them. And then Lux Misty stepped up the staircase and slid down in a very showboaty way while also taking out the Fomorian in doing so, which feels like it would have caught the attention. So I'm wondering, is that a roll maybe that I could make to realize that Lux, because we've all known each other for a while, right? So I feel like we'd be aware that Lux doesn't like magic.
Yeah, you could for sure call me out on it.
I'm just curious.
I feel like Judge knows anyway, just with his passive perception and everything.
Yeah.
And just seeing him around and stuff, but he's just like,
mine is garbage though.
I'm
That's
not
why
a yum yucker, so if that's
why
what
I'm
you want to
asking.
do.
My perception is just 10. My passive, I mean, is a simple 10. But I did
My
say
passive is 18.
I was watching.
You probably would have seen it, but did you put it together?
Now, should I make an intelligence check? I'm not dumb.
I think that would be more the...
I genuinely don't understand why Lux is hiding his magic.
I got
so
19.
I just feel like WB-40 just doesn't care. It's just a thing that's happening.
Justin, did you roll a 19 on one of your dice?
I did roll a 19 on one of my dice. I made this one just for Grimmier. Hey.
All right, everybody. I'm up here at the door. I think if this is a very, very tall-ish tower, we should make our way upwards. After all, that is where the flying creature was going. So I think up over these stairs is the best place for us to go.
We ascend the staircase.
Is this door locked?
Are you trying it?
I would love to.
The door is not locked. It opens.
Judge opens up. All right, follow me.
I was lucky.
Judge opens up the door.
Judge dies.
4 Luxes walk up the stairs.
Once inside, can I do another perception check with my eyes?
Definitely. I'll say off the bat, when you open the doors, you guys, with the very, very faint glow from the fire, just see the start of another set of stairs, and it's completely dark beyond. So if my player cheat sheet is correct, only Lux has dark vision?
I do.
I hope your guys' calves are in for a workout.
Why don't I have dark vision?
Oh, you have it too, Justin?
No, why don't I? Why don't I have
Oh,
it?
yeah.
God,
I was surprised. Yeah. Only the
I'm gonna
human.
break out a torch.
I'm going to cast light on a bee and just have him fly
Sick.
above us.
A light bee. What a delightful experience.
Oh my god.
I was thinking it, you said
it.
I hate it.
I don't like that.
Thanks, I hate it.
Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
You make your way up the stairs.
Yeah.
They slowly curve, so you can tell that it's a rather large spiral staircase, but it is still a spiral staircase. As you walk up, the darkness that surrounds you seems to have a weight to it. You can feel it around the edges of your vision, around the edges of the light source that the bee is casting, like it's waiting to envelope you all. There are no sounds except the sounds that you guys make as you move. Footfalls, the occasional pebble coming loose from the ancient stone staircase. The ceiling crouches low above you for a while. Judge, you're forced to stoop, and Grimmier as well. Only later to expand up past where you can see, even with the range of the bee's flight. The walls, from what you can see, are roughly hewn stone with evidence of neglect. There's more fungus creeping out from the joins in the masonry. No buzz of warning comes from the bees, but there is an ever-present feeling that danger is near, similar to what some of you experienced when you moved through the portal. Something feels like it's watching. You continue to climb. The tower begins to grow warm. The air turns muggy, and the growth on the walls is thicker. You can smell decay. You continue climbing. The heat intensifies, leaves you guys sweating in your armor as you climb. The staircase just keeps going. The heat finally begins to fade, and something sharp burns your nostrils. That fades as well. The temperature drops drastically and quickly, frost appearing on what you think is probably the outer wall of the tower. You continue to climb, sweat now chilly and uncomfortable in your skin. Abruptly at this point, the staircase ends at an ancient-looking stone door. You have no idea how long you've been climbing. There's no way to tell how much of the day has passed. You can't see outside. It's been dark except for the light of the bee the whole time. The door that you've come up against is black, although it's difficult to tell if that's the natural color of the stone or maybe some stain from the amount of time it's been there. In the center of the door, a large gold disc shines in the reflected light. There's metal hardware on the door, blackened with age, handles and hinges that look old and corroded, but the gold disc in the middle shines like something freshly polished.
Well, I mean, that's got to be a trap, right? I mean, everything else is dark as hell, and Grimmier's like waving his torch wildly as he says
Are
this.
there any markings on this golden disc?
It's polished to a mirror shine. It's slightly concave.
I can make out, it says MP3 CD right here.
I thought it was a laser disc.
CD-ROM. Interesting. Ancient technology.
Can I use Mage Hand to attempt to move the disc?
Sure. How much will your mage hand lift?
Do the stairs lead directly to the door, or is there like a platform that we don't have to be like immediately in front of the door when WB pulls the disc?
You turn the disc and we hear...
Yeah.
Roll a DJ check.
A BJ check. Oh no, wait, no.
You got so excited and then so disappointed.
We found it.
I realized as I was like, oh no.
You spoke before you thought,
I usually do.
and we thank you for it. In other news, the hand can't attack, activate magic items, or carry more than 10 pounds.
Okay, you can wiggle it. You can tell the mage hand would be able to pull it off the door if you wanted to. It moves a little bit.
The disc can be moved. I am currently wiggling it with an invisible bee.
Do we want to... I'm sorry, did you say it was concave or convex?
Cave.
It depends which way you're looking at it.
It's true.
I guess this is true.
All about perspective.
It is all about perspective. Can we try and put some light source directly into the middle of it?
The bee with light lands in the center of the disc.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is this is a real bee that you cast light on? Can you cast
It
light
is.
on a creature?
Yep. It is an actual functioning bee.
Okay.
Of
Functional
course
bee.
he's functioning. He's creating light. It's amazing. These are so talented.
As you send your bee over and it gets close, just as it's about to touch down, you see a small static shock goes between the bee and the gold disc, which doesn't make any sense. But then you see it run up a wire that you didn't notice, and you can watch the shock travel the wire and disappear up into the darkness behind you. Over the stairs that you just traversed, tentacles descend, and they end in horrible, toothy-looking maws. A globed body follows after them. You guys are rolling initiative.
God, I knew it was a trap.
That's what we're looking for.
Why didn't you
did
stop the
say
bee
it.
then, Mike?
Oh,
You did
the
say
bee is
it.
so cute, though, right? How can you say no?
No, you did say it. I heard it.
I got a nat 20 for initiative
Oh.
on Justin's dice.
Oh, yeah. It's not my dice.
Wow.
I got a 13.
Judge got a juicy 14.
WB-40 got 14 bees.
Surprising no one. Lux is up first. Lux, you whip around and see these tentacles descending from the darkness of the high ceiling above the stairs. They look like they have little fanged mouths on the end of them, and behind them, a large bulbous body floats down from the ceiling. What would you like to do?
I would like to pull the second hilt off of my belt, and I'm going to cast Shadow Blade on it, so it looks like my Sunblade, but made of shadows. I'm also going to use a second sorcery point to make that last for 24 hours. And then I will attack this tentacle coming at us.
What if it's
Okay.
friendly?
A frienticle.
It doesn't look friendly.
But how can you be sure?
I've met friendly tentacles before.
And so would you say that this is a dark or dimly lit place?
I would certainly say that.
Shadowblade gets advantage in dim or dark spaces. I got a 22 to hit.
Hell yeah.
A 22 hits.
Beauty. So I also get sneak attack. So that'll be 8 psychic damage
Okay.
and then 11 sneak attack damage.
Okay. 19 total.
Yeah.
Is the sneak attack is just like slashing or whatever?
Yeah, it's just regular, but it is a magical weapon, so.
Okay. Sorry, can you describe what your blade looks like when you activate it again?
It is a shadowy, wavy, like almost like a mist comes out of the hilt into a long, slightly curved, one-edged sword.
Okay. Then with that blade, you take a slash at these descending tentacles and you manage to catch a couple of them because they're all reaching for the people that it can sense in front of it. You cause them to snap back and retract, and you hear some of the mouths hissing. And with that initial attack, the creature draws back for a moment and then rushes forward. You guys are all clustered up by the door, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's
Definitely are.
going to get right up in front of you guys and make 3 tentacle attacks.
That's not what you want.
It's going to make the first one against Lux. 25 to hit.
I rolled an 18, so it hits one of my duplicates.
Okay.
I now
Does
have
that-
2 left. It just destroys it automatically.
Angered because you already injured it. It's going to make another tentacle attack at you. 20, 30, 20.
It's my second duplicate
Okay.
because I rolled a 10 and I needed an 8. Just dancing next to it.
Yeah. Fever pitch. Wants your blood.
Oh,
Going at you again. That time it's a 16 to hit.
I rolled a 16, needed to get an 11, so it hits my last duplicate.
Okay. A extremely frustrated, even though you don't know what speech this creature speaks through, you can hear the frustration in all of its tentacle maws screeches. And
Grandma, I think this thing's evil. You got to get it.
It's obvious that it's evil. We could all see that it's evil.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm-
stay in front of you guys. So now we're on to WB and Judge. You guys can either choose, you can go with highest dex or whatever you want to do.
I think it would be beneficial for me to go first.
Be beneficial.
Yes. Beneficial. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on the
Hey.
thing
Ooh.
because it's so
Good call.
dark around. I'm afraid it's going to be like I'm
Blend.
invisible now.
Yeah.
It needs to make a dex save.
Okay.
Also, I want to cast it so that we're not inside of the 20-foot cube.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that a 7 fails.
It does.
Yeah.
So you just see a swarm of spectral bees come out and start flying around. These little tiny, like pink and purple spectral bees flitting about. A bunch of them land on this thing.
You see the tentacles start to try and swat at them, and then some other sense seems to catch it, and it realizes that they're not living beings, and it ignores them.
It realizes they're not living beings.
Beings. Are the creature and the tentacle things separate, or does the creature have tentacles?
The creature has tentacles.
Oh, so it's one creature. There isn't like eldritch tentacles.
No, it floated down from the ceiling behind
Gotcha.
you, but preceded by its own tentacles.
Copy.
So now illuminated by this fairy fire, how large is this creature?
This creature, one might say, is large.
Large. All right, Judge is gonna take a shield, kind of stamp it up, and all right, Judge is ruling. You need to slow down, Bucko. I'm gonna cast slow on him. He needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save. DMs on this podcast are cursed. That's a 12.
No, fail.
Okay. So he's
All
slow.
right.
Can you read me out what that does?
So an affected target's speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and Dex saving throws. And it can't use any reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or a bonus action, not both. Regardless, the creature's abilities are magic items. It can't make any more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn. Does it cast spells? If it casts spells, it has some stuff too. You want me to just read it anyway so you don't give anything away?
Yeah.
All right. If a creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20 on an 11 or higher. The spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn. And the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell.
That's brutal.
Yeah, that's rough.
If it can't,
Yeah.
the spell's wasted. It can make a wisdom save at the end of its next turn.
If I were Sinead, my reaction right now would be, go fuck yourself, Higdon.
Yeah. Just so you know, it has legendary resistances. No slow for you.
Oh, weird. The tower collapse? Strange.
What is it? My favorite thing ever is right on the inside of the DM thing. It says, third, if you're not sure what to do next, feign illness, end the session early, and plot your next move. When all else fails, roll a bunch of dice behind your screen, study them for a moment with a look of deep concern mixed with regret, let loose a heavy sigh, and announce that Tiamat swoops down from the sky and attacks.
Tiamat's here. Fuck.
No, okay. I don't say anything about Tiamat, but I do that as a DM so much where I'll just roll a bunch of dice and then I'll just kind of like look at them and then just kind of like look at my screen. And then I'm like, all right, okay, no, go on. Like, and then everybody just immediately, like, whatever they were thinking they were going to do completely changes, and it buys me time.
Yeah.
Best move ever.
Okay. Judge is done?
Yep. Judge don't have any bonus actions. It's a damn shame. Oh, hang on now. Bottom of the line. I was going to say, it's because my voice of authority, if I cast a spell...
Yeah, that's for the
level or
allies
high.
to get an attack, yeah?
Yeah, because it says I can cast this spell around 6 creatures. So I'm assuming that this spell is negated from them. All right. I was just trying to weasel my way into getting somebody to take an opportunity.
I understand the instinct, and no.
Yep. And Judge's ruling. Get fucked. All right, that is the end of Judge's turn. I will collapse my shield back into a shield and just stand there, just ready to go.
Okay. Grimmier, you see a now rather slow-moving, tentacled being hovering in front of your party. You were probably sort of in the middle of the group.
Yeah, I'd probably be. Yeah, that sounds accurate.
Yeah. So it's up against Lux at the back of the group. What do you want to do?
Grimmier is going to use his bonus because you said it's a large creature, yeah?
It is a large creature.
I'm going to bonus action Shield Master Shove, which is a acrobatics or athletics check from your boy, and I get to do a contested against my athletics.
Okay. They got a 22.
Oof. Okay, they're not prone, is what we're learning. So I'm going to make my 2 attacks with Bloodsbane then. If that's the case, that's 26 to hit for the first one.
That hits.
You get advantage with Fairy Fire, right?
You do get advantage with Fairy Fire, and his
Oh.
AC
Yes,
is down
that is
by
correct.
26 was the highest of those 2. And advantage even higher, 27 for the second attack.
Yeah.
And that is... Oh, where are my d8s? Why aren't I prepared? I'm so unprepared. Oh, garbage damage. 17 damage total slashing.
Garbage type?
Garbage type. And I'm going to stay flanking from like Lux to try to benefit his sneak attack or advantage. Oh, I mean, we already have advantage, so never mind. I'll just stay in melee with it. It's fine.
Okay.
Why does everything have tendrils? The mushrooms.
It's
This.
evil.
Tendrils instantly means evil. I'm going to...
I wouldn't say that. Tell that to my good friend, the Gorgon. She's wonderful.
Who?
Don't Gorgons turn people to stone?
Well,
Some people call her Medusa, but
I've heard bad things about her, but
no,
whatever.
she's just misunderstood.
Oh, okay.
Background to Lux.
So Lux is gonna look over at Grimmier, and he's gonna do like that thing that boxers do, where they switch their feet back and forth real quick, and say, "It's okay, mate. I get sneak attack as long as I'm within 5 feet. You don't need to be anywhere close." And then attack with the Shadow Blade and pull out his dagger and attack with that as well.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming a 28 hits.
Yeah.
It's a fair assumption.
Okay, mid-level is a bit wild.
So that's 13 psychic damage and 12 slashing damage.
So 25 total?
Yep. And then with the dagger, that's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
3 more slashing damage.
Okay.
3 more tentacular monsters
All right.
fall from the sky.
Coming in with the two-handed fighting, Lux takes another whirlwind of slashes at the tentacles that are reaching out from this bulbous creature and does some more damage. You can see bodily fluids dripping from these tentacles, and not just at the mouths anymore.
That's gross.
That is very gross.
All right, now we're back to the creature. There's no save on slow, correct?
At the end of their turn, they make another wisdom save.
Oh, at the end? Okay. They are going to take the disengage action and fly 15 feet straight up.
Thank you so much for listening to the No Fame podcast. The best way to support the show is just by listening, which you're already doing. Amazing. The second best way to support our show is by telling your friends. Hey, why not, right? You can find links to our podcast, YouTube, Discord channel, social media, and so much more at nofame.ca. You can support the show for as little as a toonie at patreon.com/nofamepod or buy us a coffee at ko-fi.com/nofamepod. Thanks again for listening, and we will catch you later on.
Shouldn't I be able to heal with a short rest on D&D Beyond?
You can,
Is
but
there
it's
a
annoying.
flock of crows in your house?
I was wondering if you guys could hear them. Aren't
I
they
think-
loud?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in the music. I didn't even.
No, that's my house.
Oh Jesus!
Holy shit. How do you sleep?
Legit.
They're
thought
not
that was
usually
the
like
music.
this. Maybe they're having a funeral.
They're just screaming at someone.
Yeah.
Give me your spoon.
Shiny.